السلام على الحسين وعلى علي ibn al-Hussain وعلى أولاد al-Hussain وعلى أصحاب al-Hussain. After being introduced to what Muharram is about and the significance of Karbala, let us now get into the personality who's remembered especially during the month of Muharram. Yes, that's right. Sayyid al-Shuhada, the master of martyrs. Al-Madhloom, the oppressed. Al-Makhtul, the murdered. Al-Imam al-Hussain ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib, alayhi salam, grandson of the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, the third Shia Imam, is the fifth of the Holy Cloak, Ahl al-Kisa, and the fifth Ma'asum of the 14. Temporally after the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Alongside with his elder brother, the second Imam, Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, he's the master of the youth of heaven, Sayyid Shabab al-Ahl al-Jannah. I'll discuss more about Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam's life and sacrifices throughout this series. Remember yesterday I mentioned how Imam al-Hussain could have avoided the war, but he didn't? Y'all may be thinking, why was there even a need for Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam to take such a huge step that ultimately led him to sacrifice his family and his companions to sacrifice their lives? Well, here's the answer. Imam Hussein's opponent was the tyrant king Yazid ibn Muawiyah, who by the way are both cursed in Islam as the most nefarious enemies of the Ahlul Bayt and Islam itself. Imam Hussain was made to choose between two options, either to do bay'ah or pledge allegiance to Yazid or to be killed. What do you expect then happened? Did Imam Hussain bow down in front of the enemy of Allah, the enemy of Islam and his messenger? Never. He refused to do Yazid's bay'ah, and this ultimately led to the epic battle of Karbala. Now, did anyone join Imam Hussain for the battle? Who did? Our third Imam was accompanied by his family and companions, the 72. To name a few key personalities, there was Imam Hussein's loyal half-brother, Hadrat Abbas ibn Ali alayhi salam, Qamr Bani Hashim, the bright full moon of the Hashimites, who was Islam's standard bearer in the battle. Imam's eldest son, Hadrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam, his youngest son, just 6-month-old Ali Asghar alayhi salam, his younger sister, the bravest of all women, adornment of her father, Imam Ali, Bibi Zainab Kubra salamullah alayha. Why did Imam Hussain take his family though? After all, that was a battle, right? Imam Hussain never ever willed to fight against anyone, let alone the likes of Yazid. But it was actually when his caravan was forcibly stopped by Yazid's army and was diverted and rerouted towards Karbala. Thus, the reason why Imam Hussain decided to take his family with him was to show that he was not willing to fight. But the battle happened. Nevertheless, the dreadful battle of Karbala took place. But aren't there so many battles in history? So why do the Shias mourn over a man who was killed 1,000 years ago? Well, here's the answer. The long period of time, 61st Hijri to 1441st Hijri, that separates us from Imam Hussein's era, should never discourage us from learning his message. Because in truth and reality, it was timeless. So was his message. The message which saved Islam. Then why do some people hit themselves? What's it supposed to mean? Well, it's just a way to mourn. In brief, it symbolizes a Muslim grief towards the martyrdom of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, who sacrifices everything only so his Muslims can be saved. Although I made a video in Ramadan proving Muslims' grief towards Imam Hussain, it helped to keep Imam's cause alive in our hearts. After all, the blessed Prophet ﷺ did say, the love for Hussain is a burning anguish in the hearts that shall never extinguish. Let me make it clear though, this story is not about good Islam versus bad Islam or Hussain versus Yazid. It's purely about truth versus falsehood, good versus evil. Inshallah ta'ala, starting from tomorrow, we will know about the first 10 days of Muharram. And once you truly understand the events of Karbala, you will understand why millions of Shias mourn during the month of Muharram. With that being said, Allahumma la qatalat al-Hussain wa uladihi wa ashabih.